In the last episode, we mastered the attack and the release times. We learned how to make our compressor breathe, dance and move to the actual rhythm of your track without killing the punch or for transients. But what happens when you have two instruments that are both perfectly compressed, but they live in the exact same frequency neighborhood? No matter how much you EQ them, your kick drum and your bass guitar are still slamming into each other, fighting for survival and clipping your master fader. Today we are combining everything we learned about frequencies and dynamics to unlock the ultimate mixing weapon, the Sidechain Compression. I'm going to show you how to force your mix elements to talk to each other, automatically carving out space for your low end to knock without losing an ounce of energy. Up until now, every compressor we looked at has been acting on an internal signal. That means if you put a compressor on a vocal track, the vocal on volume tells the compressor when to clamp down. But in the Sidechain Compression completely flips the script. It tells the compressor on track A to ignore its own volume and instead listen to the volume of track B. The most famous and critical place to use this is the relationship between your kick and the bass. It doesn't matter if it's a guitar bass, a sub bass, 808, whatever. Remember from phase 1, these two live in the exact same low end neighborhood. They are constantly clashing. Here is exactly how to set up a clean, professional sidechain DAC right now. Load up your compressor into your bass track, or the 808 or whatever. Open the plugin settings and enable the external sidechain input. Go to your kick track and send the pre-fader duplicate signal into the sidechain input. Now look at the compressor on the bass and hit play. Every time the kick drum hits, it triggers the compressor on the bass to instantly duck down by -3 to -5 decibels. The kick gets 100% of the spotlight that it needs for a split second, and then the bass fills the space right back up. You get the maximum punch, maximum low end weight, and zero clipping. But do not make the mistake of thinking sidechaining is only for electronic music or heavy kick drums. It is a secret weapon across every genre, especially for vocals. If you have a dance arrangement with heavy guitars, white synth, or a bass instrument group, route all of those together instruments into a single stereo bus and drop a compressor on that folder and sidechain it directly with your lead vocal. Set the threshold so that when the vocal is singing, the instruments gently dip down by just 1 decibel or 1.5 decibel in the mid-range part. The moment the vocals stop, the instrument rushes forward to fill the gap. To the average listeners, it sounds like an expensive, seamless arrangement, but to you it's just a smart sidechain utility doing the heavy lifting. Your homework for episode 7. Open your current mix, take your kick and bass, and set up your very first sidechain utility routing. Dial in an incredible fast track, under 2 milliseconds, so the bass gets out the way instantly. Tweak the release time so the bass fills the space right back up cleanly before the next beat. So do not look the release time to set it up how you saw in a tutorial, because you definitely got a different sample or bass or whatever, so it's not the same release times that you see on every other YouTube tutorial. You have to take the moment and listen and see it for yourself how it works the best. Bypass it back and forth and feel how much tighter your sub-frequencies lock together. In the episode 8 we are still staying inside phase 2 to unlock an absolute heavyweight dynamic trick, the parallel compression. How to add body, energy and thickness to a vocal or drums without losing their natural punch. Drop a comment letting me know if you use sidechaining for your low end or your vocals, and hit subscribe, step away to rest your ears, and I'll see you in the next grid.